Hey Swale, Superintendent and Indigenous Education District Leads. My name is Joe Heslop and I work at the Ministry of Education. It's my privilege and my honor to walk you through the Operation Equity Learning Profile tool powered through Power BI. So let's get started. When you get into your dashboard, we've created a sample school district here, but you'll have your own district's data here specifically, mainly pertaining to the Indigenous students who you serve. But there's other information here as well from the Ministry of Education. And if you click this link here, it'll take you to the Equity Hub, and I've got the password and other information there at the end of this video. But if after this video or at any time you have any questions, please just email me at joe.heslop@gov.bc.ca, and I'd be happy to respond to any of your questions about this or anything else. So what we're going to do is we're going to click onto the completion rate, because that's typically where we would go to look at our district's data. And I guess I should mention here, we've created a phony district or a fake data for you, so we won't have any FOIPA issues today as we're looking through some student data. So here in this sample district, you can see the non-Indigenous completion rates here along the top over 10 years of time, and you've also got the Indigenous students whom they serve over 10 years. We also have the all Indigenous learners, off-reserve learners versus on-reserve learners here as well. So when we're looking at this data, the blue line represents all of the students in that cohort year versus how many of the students actually graduated. So that's some helpful data and trending over time. This is what we call, I guess, like your boardroom data, something to show your board or rights holders or stakeholders the story of your district over 10 years. Let's say you want to drill down more into on-reserve learners. You can click that tab there and it'll take you to the same set of time, but then showing how the data changes over time with the on-reserve learners that you serve. Again, most of the meat and potatoes of this tool will be in the Students to Target tab there. So you're going to click that Students to Target there, and it's going to take you over here to some of, well, for us, it's some fake data with not real students, but in your district, you would have all of the Indigenous learners that have not yet graduated on your 6-year completion rate here, and they're all listed. So just above me here, this is really helpful if you want to drill down into some specific results, having conversations around specific students. So let's say you're going to talk to a principal. Then you could click the school name, and you'd have a number of different options that you could choose from to have that conversation with the principal or counselor about the Indigenous students that they serve. Or let's say you wanted to look ahead in time, right? Because quite often what we'll hear is, well, this is 1701 data, Joe. It's March. What are we going to do with this data now that, the year's almost over? What I find helpful about this tool is that you can scroll ahead to, let's say, the cohort year for 2025, 26. What you want to see is, are all the students here in grade 9? Or grade 8, right? And if we notice that, let's say it should be 9, then grade 10, 11, and 12. So in here, let's say we could click on 22, 23, and we might notice that some of the students are not in grade 12, so they're not on the graduation trajectory. So we can drill down into who are those students and what is their story. And in there, what you want to do is, so in our example, we had Bella over here. So we're going to click, so pretend that we're clicking on her, and then we would select that student. You can either double click it, and then, or you can click this button over here, and it'll take you to her profile. And in here, while you're looking at, again, a phony student, of course, you would see her FSA grade 4, grade 7 reports. You've got your grade 10 literacy and numeracy assessments. What's helpful here as well is from her math marks from grade 4, English, language arts, science and social studies marks, career, life education, physical education marks. You can see all of the things that students need in order to graduate. And so lots of things that we can look at in here, but some of the new features that we have is, I guess last year we included schools attended, right? So sometimes what you want to do is you want to see how many schools this student has attended on their graduation trajectory. And sometimes I've seen, students up to 8, 9, 10 schools that they've been a part of. So that'll give you a bit of a clue as to maybe some transients within the family. Again, it's not the story, but it is a piece of the story. Another piece that we've drilled in this year, brand new to the Operation Equity Learning Profile tool, is this. We've taken all of the days absent in the prior year. And again, if you see students that have missed quite a few days, that would be something to look at in the fall and say, not to prejudge, but to notice, is there a trend going on? And so while this is the Power BI 1.0 version, in 2.0, I would like to have it more throughout the year, because this is taken from MyEd BC data. So I'm hoping that next year we can have a bit more robust absence profile for students so that we can see how they're doing throughout the year. But what's also helpful here is when we're looking, if we were to hover over these courses, it will then give you some further information. It'll give you the name of the courses that the students are enrolled in here. Again, this is not meant to be the one-stop shop, but it's just a piece of the tool and a piece of the picture for speaking about and better serving Indigenous students who we serve. So I really enjoy this this way of looking at our student data, and there's more to come. Lots more to come, and we will we look forward to hearing from you as far as what you'd like to see on this tool next time. So as I mentioned at the beginning of this this tour, if you were to click learn more about equity in action, it would take you to the ministry page. And then if you had the following, so it'll take you to that page right there. You can copy that if you want, take a look at the resources, or click the link that you have in your own data, and then hit the following passwords, username and password there, because we're always updating our Equity Hub. So this is help for districts that are new or returning to Equity in Action, to see what some of the other districts around you or throughout the province are doing with Equity in Action, some of the anti-racism policies, some of the exemplars of their equity action plans, some really robust examples, so that you don't have to recreate the wheel. There's lots of really excellent resources there. And again, if you have any questions at all, please just email me at joe.heslop@gov.bc.ca. And thank you once again for all of the great work that you do to ensure that we have an equitable education system here in British Columbia. Kwitslama, take good care. Bye-bye.